Would you like to see how you can hit the run button once in make.com and within a few seconds have something like this going live on your Pinterest? So let's refresh this. And now you'll see that there's a new post right here, which is custom created based on a picture you've set up before. It has your specific information, things you want to say, and it can also lead people to a specific website you want them to go. If this is something that you would love to build, that you would love to understand how to create, this is the video for you. Because in it, I'll show you how to go from an empty blank space to setting up everything in Canva, to coming up with the captions in ChatGPT, and building the automation in make.com. So if that is something that you want to know how to set up, this is the video for you. So while on a coaching call with a client interested in AI and automation and who is in the niche of self-help, the person mentioned that she's interested in Pinterest and potentially using AI and automation to get on a regular posting schedule on Pinterest. So with that in mind, what I'm going to create in this video is how I would set up an automation that every single day would go out to Pinterest and actually post something of value on that network. I'm going to show you how I would set it up from A to Z, so you can replicate the same thing and do the same thing yourself. In order to make this happen, we need a few tools. So first of all, we need ChatGPT or Claude in order to generate the social media or the Pinterest captions and the actual stuff that will go on the images. Then we're going to use Canva. So this will be how we're going to generate a bulk or a bunch of images that will then be ready to post. And we'll put it all together in make.com. So that is essentially what we'll need. And obviously we'll need a Pinterest account to create different pins within a specific board. And if you're not aware of how Pinterest actually works, which I can't say I'm the expert in because I haven't used my Pinterest account in many years, this is how it works. So essentially what you have is a number of boards, or let's say you have a board, and within the board, you can have multiple pins. Now, the way most people use it would be to create boards and they put pins from other people in their board. And then they have boards for, fitness, they have boards for health, they have boards for money, and so on and so forth. But what we're going to do in this example is we're going to create our own board, and then we'll have pins that automatically go live each and every day that go to that board. The good thing about Pinterest is that they make it easy to link out to another site. So each of these pins can link to a third-party external site, which is great because other networks, other social media networks make it really difficult for you to get people off their platform and onto another website, a third-party website. Whereas with Pinterest, it is actually something that they make so easy. You just put your link there, and then it will be shown to people so they can click on the image, they can click on the link, and they get taken to that website that you would have listed. This is great for those that are selling their own products, for those that are selling affiliate products as well, because if you provide value, people will pin your pins, so it will be shareable as well. And the more people you get to your boards, the more people you get to your pins, the more people will actually end up going to your third-party external website, whether it's your website, an affiliate product, and so on and so forth. So that is essentially, in a nutshell, how Pinterest works. Now, with that said, let's get right into the video. So here I am in Canva, and I'm just going to create a new design. So I chose a Pinterest pin, and I get this vertical type of shape that I can start using. Here I also have templates that I can use. So let's say that we're going with something in the self-help for men niche, for example, right? So something about stoicism, something about being the best version of yourself. So that will kind of frame the type of design that we will use. And what we'll do is potentially have different designs as well. So we'll have multiple of these, and then our automation randomly pick and choose one of the templates. So let's go with 3 different templates. So let's choose one. Okay, whatever, let's choose that. Let's create another design. Not sure if I can actually duplicate that. Probably not. Create 3 different designs for this. Pinterest pin. And so yeah, let's go with this, and let's go with something like this. So now we have this, and this right here. So I have 2 different designs, which this doesn't really come true. And the whole point here is that we're going with something that is already made. Personally, I'm not a designer, so going with something that looks good and without having to change a bunch in terms of the design is important. So let's say that these will be the 3 different designs that we'll go for. What you can then do, and for the sake of this video, now that I think about it, makes sense to go with one, make it simpler, is that in make.com, you could have 3 different routes. So you have design 1, design 2, and design 3. What you have before would be a set variable that allows you to come up with a random number if you wanted to, which means that on any given day, this will generate a random number between 1 and 3. If you get 1, then you go with the first design. If you get 2, you go with the second, and so on and so forth. What I'm going to do in this case is just focus on 1, so it makes it a bit easier to explain on this video. So let's go with this. And what I want to do is come to ChatGPT and say, create me. Let's go with 20 statements to help men with self-control, stoicism, being the best version of themselves. What is important here is that I want to output in CSV format. Yep, that should be good. Statement, discipline. Okay, that's good. If we look at the design, let's see if that makes sense. So this can be removed. Let's remove that. So each of these will come in here. So for example, the first one would look something like this. So what we need to do, make this smaller. Maybe let's remove that. Okay, let's remove all the quotes from the outputs. Let's remove this. Let's remove these, that, and that, because this is way too long. This is kind of way too long as well, but it's okay. And yeah, let's remove the quotes from the outputs. So now I can say, give me this as a downloadable CSV. Because once we get that, this would be easier to work with in Canva. So all we need to do is go here to bulk create, we upload data, and in a second, we'll upload the data from the CSV. And we then go here, connect to data, choose that, choose continue. And now Canva imports or will import all those 18 or however many statements we have in here. So this will create that text. What I don't like in this is that this isn't really centered. So let's put it here and let's try again. Remove this. So what you can also do is just manually give this a look and ensure that everything is centered correctly, since we are dealing with posts of different lengths. Okay, great. So like this, we have 18 different pages. So if we're posting this once a day, we have 18. We have content for 18 days from now on. What I also want to do for each of these is to, or for each of these lines, create me a 3 to 4 paragraph conversational text that I can use alongside the above as a post on Pinterest. Okay, now let me think about how I want this to be displayed. We all give me the output in a table. So what I want is that, so it will make it easier to import this into my Airtable, which is where I'm going to store all the data. In the meantime, while this is being created, I can go to Pinterest, and this is my Pinterest account, which I haven't used in 10 years, 7 years. So that's quite a long time. I'm going to create a new board. I'm going to call this self-stoicism, whatever. Create, whatever. And now, that's actually how you spell it, right? Yeah. Now I'm going to add pins to my Pinterest board, or that is the aim with whatever we're creating here. In the meantime, I also have an Airtable database where I'll be able to store the following data. So I want a number here, and this will make sense in a second. The number should be with no decimal places. I'm going to have the post. So let's call this Pinterest post. And we can remove these. So now, obviously this needs to continue generating because there's quite a bit of text being generated. And now these will match the stuff that we're creating right here. So if we look at number 9, you cannot control others, but you can always control yourself. You will look at the 9th one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or this one, I guess. You cannot control others, but you can always control yourself. Trying to change others or make them act a certain way can feel like pushing a boulder up the hill. So we have some text that goes along with that specific pin. So now if I copy all that and attempt to paste this here, let's actually try this and see if this works. Discipline. Okay, so here what it did is it actually pasted that next to each other. Okay, so let's format this a bit. So let's create a new sheet, and this might make it easier to fix. If I just remove that, if I go to data, what I'm looking for is a way to actually only grab this right here. Let's see if this will work better. Okay, yep. So now what I'm interested in would be, let's delete all this. Let's delete all that. Just grab these 19 posts. Go back to our table, can undo. They can post this here, expand. Yep, and here I'll just have a number. So 1, 2, 3, and just drag that there. I don't need this. Great. So now if I double check that this is meshing this right here, for example, let's go to the first one, control your emotions, or they will control you. Discipline. True strength is staying calm in the face of adversity. Real strength isn't I think there's something missing actually here. Control your emotions, or yeah, I think the first one is actually not being used there. So let's delete this. What I want is these to be updated. 1, 2, 3. So here there should be 18. Yeah. So the last one has become better today than you were yesterday. Growth isn't about overnight changes. It's about the one before success is a byproduct of consistency and discipline. Achieving success isn't just about grand achievement. It's built on small, consistent, great. So now these match. So now we can actually go to make.com and do the following. So here we're going to start with having an increment function, because we want this to actually start from 1 and then keep that number in memory. So the next time this runs, it will go to number 2. Then what we want to do is go to Canva. We're going to export a design. And the folder ID should be the root. The name of the design is this, bulk 1. Okay, let's give this a new name, Pinterest test. So let's refresh. Great. We're going to export as a JPEG. How compressed, the smaller size, pixelated, high quality. So let's leave this as 100. Height may be specified, otherwise the file will be exported as default size. Great. And for the page, we're going to put in the information from this module. Then we're going to go to our table, and we're going to get a record. So our table is called Pinterest. Okay, might need to add a new connection here. Oh yeah, I get why. Let me just pause this. So found the base, found the table, and now the record ID will be the one from here. So actually what we want is, instead of get, since we don't know the specific record ID, and it would make it a bit more complex to get that record ID, we can actually search. So let's go to the Pinterest database. And instead of getting, we're going to search. So here, the table is table 1. Not sure why this is super small. Okay. We're going to get the number in the Pinterest post. And what we want is the number to be equal to that. We want to get only 1, and we can hit OK. So now, if I run this once as a test and put 1, this should give me the first row. Our emotions are powerful forces, which is this right here. So that is great. So I have everything I need to go to Pinterest and actually create a pin. So I need to authorize my connection. So essentially, it's just about choosing give access. And now I should be able to access the board that I created, which I called Stoicism. So media source. In our case, the source type will be an image, which I guess is a base64. Content is JPEG. We can use that, which is the exported design from Canva. Is standard. Set a parameter to false to create a new simplified pin instead of a standard pin. Save that empty. For board, we can go to that. Stoicism. Board section. The board section to which this pin belongs. Leave that empty. Let's see if that works. We can put a description, alternative text, dominant color, link, and the node. So let's play around with these. So title. So let's see. Let's actually save this and see what that looks like. As I said, I haven't used Pinterest in quite some time. So if I open that up, I guess any notes would be added here. Motivation, discipline. Okay. So maybe we need to also shorten this right here. Let's see. Title, description must be 800 characters long. So if we grab the Pinterest posts, that will probably be longer than 800 characters. So let's check. Yep, that is 851 characters. So I might need to shorten that in a second. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the substring between 0 and let's put 790. So this will only grab the first 790 characters of the Pinterest post. There's a problem here for some reason. Okay, that seems to have solved it. So now let's run this and see what happens. If I go back to my Stoicism page here and remove this, and you can see that that immediately came about. So how do I remove? Why is that? Okay, why would I keep resaving that though? Report, edit, delete, yes. So now there is my pin with my text, which has been cut off. So I need to update that. And there is the image that I just uploaded. Control your emotions or they will control you. Our emotions are powerful forces, and so on and so forth. What I would also like to test would be, maybe there's no ability to add link. Okay, yeah, here's the link. So if I go to youtube.com, not a valid URL. Okay, if I run this again, this should now paste the second image, which would be the path to master requires consistent intentional effort. If I go back to Stoicism, great. There's the link to YouTube, which is great. And there is the text again, which has been, in this case, it managed to fit in within those 800 or 790 characters that I specified. So that is great. So this is how you automate your Pinterest posting. You create your own board, you add your own links, you add your own images, and you can then set this to run, for example, every day at whatever time you want it to run. And like this, you can automate your Pinterest posts, whether you want to create affiliate pins, whether you want to sell your own products on your own site. This is how you take people from Pinterest when they start looking at your board to whatever it is you are offering, you are selling, or you want to direct people to. Anyway, hope you found this video useful as I thought about it and built it out. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And in the meantime, if you want me to have a look at your business and give you ideas on how to use AI and automation, check out the link in the description. I have some time that I would love to spend with you and see how to implement these systems in your business. And also, if you want to learn about how to build these types of automations yourself, I am also creating a free newsletter. So there's information about that in the link below as well. I'll speak to you soon.